I'm Kuni, your Art Sherpa, and I'm so excited to be bringing you such a cool day. So the day is a couple of parts that I think you're going to really love. One is a demo and explanation of abstract acrylic, why I like it, what's good, what you need to know about it as a student, like little different tweaky things that you might need to know that you'll find super informative. What's in the line, because it's a really big line and it's unusual for a student level of paint. On the mic is my husband, John.
Hello.
He's going to help me do all of this craziness. Guess what else? That's not all, though. The demo is not all. The demo would be worth it, but the demo is not all. We're also doing a massive giveaway. Links to the giveaway are in the description. Moderators will be dropping links. You can enter during the live. We'll let you know when we close it. We have a grand prize valued over $200 in full-size abstract acrylic paint. You're going to get like 20 different colors. Also, and this is so exciting, we have a friend joining us. We have materials expert Andrew Cook of Savoir Faire, who is in the chat. He's going to say hi to you here in a second, but he's in both chats on YouTube and Facebook to answer your questions about materials. If you're like, where do I get it? What do I get it? What is this? You can ask him. He's like the expert that you can ask.
He sent a message for you.
He sent a message?
He did.
I'd like to see Andrew's
Would you like to see
message.
Okay, here he goes.
Cinnamon, thank you so much for inviting me to join you today on your live. I am so excited to co-host, to help answer any questions or comments that you or your community have. Please don't hold back, don't hesitate. I'm here to answer everything you have, and I'm here for you.
Oh my gosh! So that's where he's going to be. He's going to be in the chat. He's got help. We also have Pierre. If a man named Pierre starts answering questions, take a little minute and get a little fangirled out, because he's also he's a paint historian, and he lectures all over the world about paint, pigment, and history. He's an expert on the Sennelier brand, so he will be in and out as we go. So we just have a lot of resources for you. Full disclosure, because it is required by all the platforms, the giveaway is not affiliated with any platform in any way. It's just myself and Savoir Faire doing it. This is not, so we were given the materials for this video and therefore marked it as a paid promotion, but I'm not paid to do this. This is a project that you guys actually have been asking me to do, because you've been saying, why is it that you recommend abstract acrylic as a student brand specifically? Like, why is that the one we're always seeing on your show and you don't feature more or others? And I would like to explain to you why this student paint, which I'm not generally a student paint person, actually became the paint I used for my initial acrylic April. I used it every day for 30 days. I have done giveaways with it a bunch of times. I use it in many of my lessons, and I always recommend it to students if they're looking for something that's economy but also is extraordinary quality. And that is very hard to find in the art world. It's not an easy and direct thing. I'm so excited about it. So I would like to say that here, if John can show you, is a piece I did demonstrating a lot of the products that you're going to see today. And it really shows one of the things that makes abstract one of my favorite paints in student is, do you notice all this texture?
Now, this is what's crazy, is that this is, you don't have to tilt it, just lay it flat.
Okay.
And then, so there I can grab better focus on it. Yeah, and see, I'm going to zoom in and you're going to see how thick this is.
So I added no mediums. I did nothing special to this. I did this on a live on Instagram with Pierre. Actually, I'm going to be live on Instagram with Pierre tomorrow. I did this on a live on Instagram with Pierre, and I have let this sit since that live. You guys know that's been a minute. There hasn't been leveling. The thing about a lot of student paints, the first number one thing, issue I have about student paints is that as soon as they dry, their body, right, the heavy body of the paint changes completely and it becomes a self-leveling paint. Great when you want it, not ideal when you don't, because there's just a lot of water. There's just a lot of filler in a lot of the student paints. This one clearly does not do that. That's not how they got the cost down. So that's a good thing to know. The other thing that I really like about this student paint is that there is a pro line, the Savoir Acrylic that is, I'm saying acrylic, because that's how they say it.
I'm sure we're butchering the accents.
So in the abstract paint, this is primary blue, but it's a close equivalent to the phthalo blue that we use. And one of the things that I always like in a student paint, and I think it's super important, is that you have a way to upgrade over time into professional paints if you want to. And so if there isn't a good one-to-one exchange, that's very challenging to do. But this particular product line has both, and I like that. Sometimes you'll find, I need a different white, or you need a different color, you want a different result. And this paint and this paint are intermixable. In fact, this paint and this paint are intermixable with all other acrylics in the world. So I get that question a lot. How quickly does the paint dry with it being so thick? So whenever I do very thick or impasto work gel, what I do is I allow it to have 3 weeks to cure before I would apply any sealant or varnish. Within a day, you shouldn't see a lot of any surface wetness for sure, but inside the paint, it can still be wet for a period of time. So just for safety's sake, I just wait 3 weeks to varnish it. It's just been generally the feedback I get from different paint material companies. And since I use different, in this one, this is all entirely abstract, but since I use different brands on my show, I also try to adjust for all of that. And then Karen Knight is testifying that she loves the student and professional levels. Now, as we go forward, I'm going to be demoing the many different products in the line. I'm going to show you how to open the pouch. I'm going to show you how to prevent the air pocket, because so in the paint, I'm just going to get any of the negatives that I have about it right off the bat. And one of them isn't really a negative. It's just something to be aware of. It is water sensitive. More than if you were using Golden before, like you need less water to move the paint. So if you were to over wet it, it can thin out real fast. It's a simple adjustment. Many paints have different responses to water. So if you were used to having to use a lot more water to thin or flow out your paint, you would use less for this. Now, the caps can be hard on your hands to open. I'm going to grab a new pouch. I have some of their new abstract matte soft body paint here, but all of the products come in these pouches here. So I have purple. This is like an exchange for our docs purple. This is heavy body paint. It's 120 milliliters. If you compare this in a per ounce cost to any other student paint, it's so much more economical. So you get a lot more. And the pouches keep the paint from drying out as long as you get the caps back on and you don't use them up. John is coming at me. Is everything okay? Okay. I'm just going to make sure it's not a spider, because the other day it was a spider or bug or whatever that thing was, whatever that horrible creature was. I wish it loved in its world. So these all have these caps. And here's what I would say. Sometimes when you go to open it, it can be painful in your hands, but it's a real simple fix. You just take a towel, right, when you go to open it, and then it will release. Now, I'm going to call these hanging chads, not to recall a dark time in our American history, but we'll call them hanging chads. I just remove these with a pair of pliers. I'm using needle nose. You probably have a pair of pliers somewhere in your life, and they remove very easily. And then I can put the cap back on. Right, I'll show you on the 120 milliliter pouch. So the soft body comes in the 60 milliliter pouch. The heavy body comes in the 4 ounce 120 milliliter. And here's what's a big deal. Those of you who go through a lot of white are about to have an ooh moment. It also comes in a 500 milliliter option.
That's a smaller container.
Which, we use, twice the weight of any other color. So this is really nice. The weight of this is wonderful. But it does sit up well. That's another thing. One of the issues I have sometimes with tubes is the way they sort of bang around and are difficult to store, difficult to manage sometimes. These do sit up well. They lay well. They're easy to work with. I'm going to open this one here for you. And I'm going to talk a little bit about the air pocket after I get the hanging chads off of it. So what can happen in the paint, because it's a pouch and it travels and flies and is distributed all over the world, is that you can get an air pocket in it. So you've got to be careful when you're squeezing the paint out that you don't run into one of the air pockets. So what I tend to do is I kind of treat it like a frosting.
Hold on just a second. There you go.
Sorry. I treat it like a frosting situation, and I very carefully work the paint, see, to the edge before coming here to then squeeze it out and take it off. It's just, I think what happens is we're so enthusiastic to get into our paint and squeeze it out, that we get the air pockets. So those are the things that I would say is kind of a little frustrating. And sometimes it's hard to equate the colors in the student line to their closest match in the pro line. If you're painting with me for the colors that I use, I did that work for you. But just so you know, like any real paint company, they post pigment codes on the back. And so if you know that you've got a pigment that you like I like phthalo blue. Now this is green shade, it's a pro paint, so I know this is going to be PB15:3. That's because it's a green bias. But in student, it's not going to be that important of a deal. You can come here and you can see that it says PB15. This is generally true in student paints. If you aren't getting the pro, you're not going to get a bias. You're going to get just a primary PB 15. You can ask Andrew about that because he can tell you a little bit more about the manufacturer, how they achieve a bias, why some of it is red shade, why some of it is green shade. But when you're painting along, not just in my tutorials, but in tutorials in general, if you have a student paint and they're using pro paint and they say it's phthalo blue green shade, just get PB15. You will be okay. All right, let's pick. So we have 11 prizes to give away. We have one grand prize, and then we have 10.
That's a couple.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited, and I want to make sure as we're demoing these and painting and talking and answering questions that we're giving them away. So we're going to give away. This is an entry. We're going to have 3 winners that will be international. So you guys know that there are international winners on this, on the mystery grab bags. The mystery grab bags are literally that. They're a $50 value. You might get liners, you might get inks, you might get pouches. The company is going to put together really cool little gift bags for you guys. And I mean, it's coming from the company, so you know it's going to be super generous. And then at the end, we're going to have a grand prize winner.
And it will be shipped on time.
Oh, yeah, and it's shipped on time because they ship it. It's not us. For those of you waiting on your paintings from other giveaways, I have not forgotten you.
We are buried in snow.
Sean is like, can you massage the pouch? You can massage the pouch also to help with air bubbles. I still have found, even with massaging, I do use frosting bag policy with it. Even with massaging, you just want the initial squeeze to come out without so much force or pressure. That way you don't get that. And it makes a noise though. All right. So Anne's talking about locations. You know, we've got a lot of stores that carry this product. This product is global. We also have a, if you got the newsletter and you got the blog, there's some coupons from Raw Materials in LA and King's Framing and Art that are on that blog that you can check out to save some serious money. If after this demo you didn't win some paint and you thought you might want to try some paint, those are 2 vendors that came on. Again, they didn't pay us to be here. We just invited them to be here and give you guys a discount. So that's on the Art Sherpa blog, and that went out in the newsletter. And those are some really nice discounts. And you can also see it, I think, on my Instagram.
Yeah.
All right. Ooh, Inova, welcome to Emoji Chat. Oh, I should have made an abstract acrylic emoji. I didn't think. All right, let's start with, I'm going to show you the first thing that I think is really cool that they have in their line is they have inks. Now, I love inks. This is acrylic. This does work with other ink products. Whenever you work with inks, you do definitely want to, mix up the product, make sure that it is thoroughly intermixed. I'm sure Andrew's giving tons and tons and tons and tons of tips, but I will be probably reading later while we look for the winner. All right.
Oh, I have the winner here ready.
Oh, okay.
Colleen did the drawing for me.
All right, so before I drop out, well, maybe I drop out a little bit because it's just fun to drop it out. Forgot to load it. There we go. Little drop out.
Ooh.
Okay. Let's announce the winner.
Okay. So the first winner will be Tegan Scruggs from USA.
Tegan Scruggs.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
You have won a mystery bag from Savoir Faire. And if you guys, I would love to see what your mystery bags end up being. So if you guys could post them when you get them, that would be really cool.
And I want to say,
brush this out, show that it's brushable.
To our community members, Raheel and everybody in here, I know you guys are super excited. We have lots of questions coming in, so it's going to be super challenging to get all of them today, but we're going to do our best. So
Sandy asked a very good question, which is there a sample program? And there is not, which is one of the reasons why I've decided to do this demo today, is that there wasn't a sample program. They may have one someday. I did a thing on the entry form where it was optional. You don't have to buy anything to win. You don't have to follow anything to win. All the social media links are for your convenience because I think they're awesome, but you don't have to do any of that to win. However, in that there was a question that was optional that you can answer about feedback to the company without your private information. I'm not giving out your emails. And that was definitely a suggestion a lot of people made. And here's what I'm going to tell you. Andrew Cook, Pierre, guys, these people are in the chat right now. They are the influence. And you guys are the motivation, right? So if there's something that you want, if there's something that you would love to see, if you're like, man, I wish this company had a slow drawing and glazing agent in a pouch that was a little more economical, tell them what it is that you want in your art experience. I'm just showing you guys how this is absolutely intermixable. I'm mixing my phthalo blue into this ink, and you can see the thinness of the ink as I'm going.
Really good question came through here from Holly. How are acrylic inks different from acrylic fluid paint?
Well, let's put out an acrylic fluid paint, and you'll see right away. I'm gonna put out a really cool pink color that this is rose quinacridone pink, and I was very excited about this.
Well, where are you gonna put that out at? You can put that over.
I'll put it in this space right here. So
wait, don't. They want to see. They want to. Oh, there it goes.
Okay.
I slow. This is old RoboCam. He's slow. He moves.
So soft-bodied paints. This is a heavy-bodied. This is a soft-bodied. And that's why I tell you guys sometimes that certain very economical brands treat them like a soft-bodied, but you don't have to treat the heavy-bodied in Abstract as a soft-body. So this comes out, and when you brush it out, it does a thing. It's very. See how it's very creamy. It is a self-leveling paint, right? It isn't going to have like a ton of... I have no idea if I'm going to end up with a picture after this demo is done, by the way, guys. I just wanted to show you guys these products, and I was pulling out cool things I thought were just super stunning. So I can mix this, and you can see the inks, right? If I were to put... a heavy-bodied and a ink and a soft-bodied on the surface, right? I'll just put a little heavy-bodied here. And then I'm going to put another little soft-body here. And then I will put a little more ink here. So you can see the ink is more fluid. You can use the inks in a lot of applications. That's the one that's going to run. The soft body is going to be just a smooth, smooth brush out. And honestly, as it dries, it will level a bit. It won't hold the body that the acrylic paint does. And you can see this shows more of the brush stroke in it. Right? It's tougher to dry brush with soft-bodied paints. It takes a little more challenge. You have to carry less paint on the brush.
Oh, there you go.
I'm getting a very interesting brush out. I just really want to show you guys, because I get that question a lot. Can I use this product with this other product? And this wonderful moment is yes, you clearly can. Another thing that you can do with inks is if you have alcohol, you can create an alcohol resist. You can drop alcohol on them, and they'll do some of that watercolor effect that I've demoed before. I'm just brushing this out just to cover the surface so that as we go, we're a little bit covered. I have no plan here. I'm just showing you guys what this stuff is going to do.
Andrew says that ink is like milk.
Ink is like what?
Milk.
Milk. That's a good liquid to compare it to. I think of soft-bodied as pancake batter, heavy-bodied as a stiff whipped egg, you know, when you get peaks or whipped cream or stiff whipped. And yeah, ink is like milk. Speaking of that, I'm going to load up some of my white in here. I feel like putting some of that out. So now in this, oops, I did a thing there.
What the
Sometimes
thing
I forgot to. Here, you get this one off. I don't know what I had going on there.
Oh no, I don't know. I think you just gripped it wrong because it was already open.
I just gripped it wrong.
Because it was. I mean, like it was.
I have a history of struggling with droppers.
Hold on, you gotta.
If
you're fast
you're doing pouring, and you haven't gotten into the acrylic inks, can I highly suggest it?
Look at this stuff.
They have so much pigment in the medium. They're like in an airbrush style medium. They have so much pigment in there, and I know you guys like to get cells with different mediums and different strange things, but if you're trying to make a piece that's super archival and super celly, but not use silicone oil, definitely never torches, but not use silicone oil. Inks are a great way to do that because one of the things that also creates cells, the artist that first originally did this, was pigment densities, right? The way pigment drops through other things and the way some pigments are thicker. Playing with soft body or fluid out and then adding inks into it, clearly you can get a lot of really awesome effects. As this dries, right, it will self-level out. It won't hold this depth. You can pop little air bubbles if you get any in there really carefully with your brush pretty easily. Like, oh, or set easily, and then
right there at the leading edge where it's just going down at the bottom is where it's so cool.
Right? Isn't that gorgeous? Isn't that just super beautiful?
Let's see here. Can you use the acrylic inks to fill paint pans?
Yeah.
Can I use inks to thin my heavy body paint for better flow?
Yep. And also, if you're really struggling with line work, if you're really struggling with line problems, using an ink is a really great solution because inks, is what I've decided to do, are already thinned out for you. So one of the problems is, right, when you guys are doing a lot,
all right, where are you going to put that? Look up here. I got to see where you put
lashes and things like that. When you're doing that stuff, first is that you've got to have a brush that gives you a nice point, right? You want a detailed brush. But notice that I didn't have to add any water. I'm going to be right here in the corner.
Okay. I don't have a
it makes the line work. And the paint underneath is not dry, and I'm still able to line over the top of this that easily. See what I can do here?
Uh-huh.
You start to have opportunities in your... So this is done. If you go into an ink space and you have a pigment load in it, and then you pull it out, you can create these sort of ombre things. We don't really.
Hold on. I gotta watch that. That's
okay.
Just
Is that
too
just cool?
Cool.
All right, you ready? But the capillary effect will pull it through. And I just don't want to break the viscosity of the ink flow that's here. But I can come back into it pretty far. I'm now relaxing myself too much. I think we should do another giveaway.
Okay, I've got the drawing ready. I'm actually just super like.
This is too entertaining to even do, right? This has become, now I really like this, and that is.
All right, I'm gonna zoom in here. Oh, I'm gonna leave it zoomed in. Is that all my zoom? Okay.
Okay. The other thing to realize is that they come with
zoom.
Okay, super zoom. They come with neon.
Okay.
And they have a neon line. They also have metallics. So I have those here too. They have, I see a winner. We got a winner.
Yep. You ready?
Yes.
It's Deborah Preston from the USA.
Deborah Preston. Congratulations.
I would give you a drum roll, except I'm not allowed to play drums in the studio.
So, also you can see as I pulled this here, you definitely will catch like, oh, I have a tipping to my See how long the black lasts on here? That's pretty special, guys. I don't really know how to explain that to you, how special that is. You know. And look, you can take the dropper that paint companies give you, but you can also use pipettes to get very specific controlled reactions, and you can buy them super economically on Amazon and not, struggle with those. The other thing that they have in their line, I'm going to pick a color. I feel like it might be clashing, but there's a part of me that's tempted to get to this green because suddenly this piece has gone very 80s and I have to let it go. So this brand new, I'm going to open this up.
Where are you going to use that at?
Now, notice that the paint really is actually kind of, I'm going to go along here and make some.
All right, before you do that, we get you in so I can be focused on it.
So I've loaded it out.
Oh, wow.
There
cool.
I got an air pocket. So that's the thing to watch for is that air pocket.
So you can tap it down on the table to get that.
Yeah, you can tap it down on the table. I bet Andrew has 20 tips on not to air pocket.
But what's so cool is it stays that thick.
Mm-hmm. Now, yes, as the fluid paint dries flat, the pen liner will stay thick. And you can really, that last one may kind of go down. Why do I like abstract acrylic? Because I'm a person who enjoys fun. Can you see how tall those little mountains are?
It's like hard to put in perspective how tall. Like she's, we're working.
Right? You can really control drawing with them. You can work them into the canvas and be very specific. And these intermix with the paint. And now I think, and Andrew can tell me if I'm wrong, I don't know. Look, so I have an eye problem. I think that these, I don't believe they're reloadable, but I might be wrong because this area might come off.
I think it'd probably be more trouble than it's worth to reload them.
They're really economical.
Yeah.
I found out after I told my moderators that I was doing this show that our head community manager, she had went and bought like 50 of these.
Yeah.
She loves them so much.
I really like them because of how convenient and easy it is to put the paint where you want it and be able to work it. And then just like for what I will say is.
Christine's asking a really good question. Oh. Christine is asking, am I squeezing? I am. I'm squeezing at the middle, and it is, you can see it's going here. I squeeze at the middle, and I just try to apply an even pressure to get that response. Of course, one of the other things that I love about any heavy-body paint is that, I'll put out some white, is that it works with palette knife. Palette knife is... Pull out some white here. I'm at the end of this pouch. Now, if you leave the cap off, you can end up with it sealing up, and you just put a pencil in there to get it up and out.
So you can pop that little top off.
Yeah, it's not a big thing. I've got a palette knife here somewhere. Got some kind. So let's take a little bit of our purple and our white and loosely mix and come here.
Oh, all right, let me get over there.
It's just absolutely works well. And as you saw in this, it's not going to shrink on me.
No.
Right? Which is, so here's what. In abstract painting, when you're doing thick palette knife work, when you're doing any of that stuff that you see any of those like Siraj or piano YouTubers doing, that is expensive to do. And when you have a paint like this that lets you do that, where you have some savings, but you're not losing in your quality, that is a big deal. I actually knew about this brand before I ever met Andrew Pierre. It was at my first NAMTA, and I spent an hour, John can testify to this, and I think it's on video, talking to an abstract artist. I think it was the premiere year that this product was introduced, and he was doing this incredible stuff, just talking to him about what he thought of it. And his testimony was so enthusiastic and excited that I just had to get some.
We should announce something.
Another winner. And add some.
You know what? I feel like it's time for an international winner.
It is time for international winner.
Now I say that knowing that we already drew the winner and they were international. So,
Tim says, "How is varnishing? Do they work with other products well?" Yes. So, a company I will not name. Often, and you guys may have experienced this, the black moves during the varnishing process. I've never had this product move if they would have heard from me, I would have called them up and been like, "Your product's moving." As long as you don't do something to crazily unset the binding, you can varnish and it doesn't do any of those crazy things. It works really well with everything. All right.
So our next winner is our first international winner.
Yeah.
And that is so that is Rosemary McClure from Australia.
Rosemary McClure
from Australia. That's that giant continent on the other side of the equator.
Man, we're going to get you addicted to a product. Okay, so I'm going to ask Andrew and the experts, do you have a vendor for this product in Australia? If you don't, remember, if you don't have this product in your art store, guess what? You can ask them to carry it. We're actually coming up on the time of year that a lot of art companies do order for their upcoming year. What you have to realize is mom and pop shops, they have to order stuff they know is going to sell. And
so talk to them.
Yeah, you've got to.
If you want it, they will get it.
If you want it, if you want it in Michael's, you tell Michael's. If you want it in any store, you tell them you want it in Joann's. Just tell them you want it in. I'm not being paid to say this.
No.
I'm just saying this because that's why my stuff is online. That's why my brushes are online at Michael's. Is not because Michael's was like, she's the most amazing thing I've ever seen. We totally got to have her. No, they were grabbing JoJo Siwa and other famous people. The reason that's there is because you guys.
Yep.
Right? So know that your materials companies are interested in carrying products that you're excited to use. They don't want to carry a bunch of stuff that's pretentious that nobody buys. They want to carry stuff that customers want to buy. So, I'm excited we have a winner.
Yeah, and really, guys.
Oh, where can I purchase the palette knife you're using? I got that online on Amazon. I will post a link in the comments after the show to the exact one that I purchased. So, other cool thing that this company has. They have these tips that screw right on the bottle. Right on the bottle.
The pouch.
So let's say I'm going to take a pouch. Let's take a pouch. Oh, I've got an orange. It's very orange. I'm going to open it. Going to use my towel because remember we talked about it's a little hard on your hands. Now, I know sometimes when you have arthritis or grip issues, that can be a thing, but there are devices that work for caps and they work on this. So, or pliers also work very, very well. Make sure this is kind of loaded up and ready to go out. All right. So I'm going to put this on here. I just screw this right on. Now you guys are going to have such a fun thing. This piece has gone totally the 80s.
Oh, wait. There it goes. Wow.
Yeah. They're not even expensive, these little tips. You do need to clean them right when you use them. And I find you got to have it's good to have a sewing needle around. You want to get everything out right after you use them. But as long as you clean them, they are amazing.
Like a little baby jar or
yep. That's what I do.
Full of alcohol?
I have a little jar of rubbing alcohol, and then I just clean them out after and just make sure that they're clean. I feel like balance-wise, I want to put some over here. Why? I don't know.
Because it needed it.
You guys loving that? It is fun. I'm seeing comments like Christine McDonald's like, love the tips, and Linda's like, that's so cool, and the butcher's wife is like, that's blowing my mind, and then Amy's like, gasp, I just died from the phenomenal amazingness. You gotta trust Amy to have cool comment like that. So let's give away another thing.
All right.
Give
Okay.
away something else.
I'm ready when you're ready.
I'm ready when you're ready.
The next winner is Kitty Grant from the
Kitty?
United States.
Kitty Grant?
Yes.
Congratulations, Kitty Grant. Congratulations. I think that is so super exciting. Kitty Grant, you're a winner.
Oh.
All right.
Pierre says he brought back some pretty cool palette knives for you from Italy.
Pierre, thank you.
Ooh.
That's where many of the very good palette knives are from.
So
As my mom will attest, because she's like, did you get any Italian palette knives?
I have to say,
This is the flat one, and I'm just using the soft-bodied paint with it. I like on these tips how the soft body squeeze out of them. And, so it's like if you're just trying to like do lettering or writing or things like that, for those of you that are into lettering and writing and just had a moment when you're like, oh my gosh, I think I could letter with this. Yeah, you can. It's wild, but you absolutely can. So I'll put this on an older pouch so you can see that it works on an older pouch.
let's see.
All right. Do you guys love this stuff?
Wow.
So with the heavy bodied, those really cool frosting videos where the paint looks like frosting? In the heavy bodied, as that dries, those peaks will stay that tall.
Ah.
They won't shrink up so big on you. You get little shrinkage, but not like you do in any other paint. And I love the idea that these tips are made to work with the pouch, so you can work directly from it. I'm just having too much fun. But you could see, like, with another paint, that could be really pricey. So you want to get your good stuff. You want your good to come out of it. You want things to be. I'm going to see what happens if I. Okay. I'm going to just drop an ink over a peak.
Okay, well, you gotta let me get in there on that.
Yeah, you got to see. This is going to be fun. So if I were an artist that was very experimental and liked to play, which I am, and I'm not even unhappy with this piece. I didn't intend it to be a piece. I'm just not unhappy with it. But I can then, get the inks in there, and they can go right over the top. And who isn't sort of weirdly excited about that? And then if I want to, like, right, you could put a blue right over the top.
Now we're going to get the cool, oh, there it is. We get the focus in there. Oh, there it is. Oh, it's so, there it is.
So you get these moments, these great, great moments. There's a bunch of YouTubers who are like, my next viral video. Let's give something away.
Okay, let's see here.
Patricia Lewis, can these be used with other brands of paint? Patricia Lewis, these can be used with all traditional acrylic brands of paint. From Deco to Golden Artist Colors, you can use this with anything that you have in your box. I have not tested these with Golden Open or slow drying acrylic paints that are designed to dry much slower. But in my experience, those are pretty friendly to other products as well. You couldn't use them with oil paints. You could use them, you could paint oil paint over them. Right? Like if you were an oil artist, you could paint a bunch of this in acrylic and then paint oil over the top, but you wouldn't want to paint this over in oil. Okay. And if I were going to varnish this, I would spray varnish it. I would definitely not brush varnish it. All right. What you got?
For our next winner?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Hold on just a moment. It's being drawn as we speak.
Donna says they remind her of cake decorating tips. And then Suzanne, will King's framing carry the whole line? I'll tell you what. I have met Lise. I have hugged Lise. I have hung out with Lise and chatted with Lise. Super excited that she participated. in my experience, at least, because she's an educator, she's a teacher, she's a business owner, and she's about her community. If they don't already have the full line and you guys are excited about the full line, and they see, because all that art companies need from you is support for the materials that they purchase, because they've got to buy everything up ahead. And then you guys just need to come in and make sure you support them. Speaking of which, Raw Art Materials and King have a curbside delivery, curbside pickup for COVID right now. So they are being very safe and super smart about that.
Those peaks stay there?
Yeah.
They attached, they won't fall off? They won't...
No.
They don't?
No, because, like, you know, I couldn't get this off if I wanted to. This is part of the canvas. I got to send this to Pierre. This is part of the canvas. I may need to send him this one, so it's a souvenir. Abstract painting that is not an official abstract painting, but somehow weirdly worked out. It did weirdly work out, didn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I have another tip over here. I've got to see, and I'm just, will you give the painting away? I'm not gonna give the painting away. I gotta get the last paintings out that people want.
It's like it's gotta dry, and then like I want to be able to hold on to this for a little while so we can show it off next time we do something. I will. Here's
what, guys, because this is #truth, right? I am not here to, you guys know me. I'm not here to be paid by somebody just to catch some coin and move on, right? So I will post in group on Facebook, on the community tab here, and maybe even on Instagram, this painting in about a week so you can see how it's dried. How's that sound?
Good.
Gonna see how this one is. This is a 2-tip.
On. Where you go? Oh, you're just like, oh man!
I got some Payne's gray on
stuff
here.
Over there. You gotta give me a little warning. It happens so fast.
Got some Payne's gray on here. I just like that. That was weirdness that I did not expect. And you can go right to the canvas with it. So it's also very, you can get a real sense of calligraphy in it, in your work, which I think is important. Oh my gosh. Do we have another giveaway?
Let's see here. Do it. I don't think I've. Yes, I do.
Francine
I do have one.
Timbers, will you be making tutorials with this paint, please? With the tips and the all the stuff. Yeah, I'll probably. So right now I have used this paint quite a lot. I have Ocean. I have a bunch of palette knife thick paintings with it, and then I have Olive Acrylic April 2019 with it, and then I have several one hoop paintings with it. There's a lot right now with the paint on the channel, and probably right after Acrylic April, and maybe before, it depends on time, I will be doing like some intentional abstracts.
Now, we generally don't post up the names of the winners, but we do contact them directly through the contact information on board.
We post them.
We do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I post them on Facebook.
There we go.
I post them on Facebook. I'll post them on the community tab, and we probably will send them out in a newsletter. Yes. So if you've won, here's the thing: you've got to you got to be a qualified winner. You got to be 18 and in a place that accepts mail. The other thing is we give you 72 hours to respond to the email. If we don't hear from you, we do go along and pick another winner. So just check your email. Give us a good email.
Yeah.
Okay,
I have our next winner there. Okay, did I?
I don't know.
Okay, no, I did. I don't think I've announced this. Okay, so here we go. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Joan Goldsmith from the United Kingdom.
Joan Goldsmith from the United Kingdom?
Yes.
That's pretty awesome.
She is our next winner. I just wanted to make sure I had to do the mental check to say I didn't say her name yet already, did I? I was like, okay.
So the question is, does this work with professional paint? So here's a professional paint, and here is a soft bodied. Here is the heavy bodied, and you can see that it works just fine. I often intermix them. Sometimes I'm out of white, and I will grab the white for my abstract, even if I'm painting the acrylic line that day. I have used it with golden. Here's what I've used it with. I've used it with Holbein. I've used it with golden, and I've used it with Artist Loft Level 3. And M Graham. So those are the ones I tend to use in my studio. Those are the brands I've used. A little bit with PBO. And, of course, with acrylic, the professional line that is created by the company that makes both of these products. I mean, but come on. This is super fun, right? It's super fun. I don't know how many giveaways we are. How close are we for and also, guys, on the newsletter and on the blog, besides the coupon code, which I believe is Sennelier Art Sherpa, which is for discount on King's Art and Frame. I posted that coupon around, and we posted the other coupons. So there are some savings for you right now. These paints, before anybody does a discount, I actually really love this background.
Now, can you smoosh just one of those so that they can see it smoosh?
You want to see it smoosh?
Hold on, I'll go read the exact question so you can understand the smooshing question. Sherpa, can you smooth out one of the white orange hills now that it's sat for a while? Oh, yeah.
Smooshed. Cut it in half even.
Neato. Okay.
So I'm doing that right there. So until it's dry, you can still do things with it. That's a really neat moment right there. When you have really weird moments in your painting that you didn't expect in any way.
Okay. I think we also have another winner ready.
Do we have another winner ready?
I do. I would like to say her name.
Say her name. Say her name.
If I may.
Can I add glitter? Yeah, you can add glitter. It's not good for the environment, so be sure and add good fish-safe glitter. But yeah, you can add glitter.
Environmentally safe glitter.
Environment, I don't know. I'm just saying that now because it's a thing now, isn't it?
Because it's a thing.
It's a thing now.
Because just blame it on 2020.
Blame it on 2020.
So Teresa Palmer.
Teresa Palmer.
For the United States of America.
Palmer. Where are we at? How many more giveaways do we have?
Fellow American. I will check here.
I'm going to open up one of my, this is the Iridescent Copper. I'll put that out on the palette so you guys can see that. That's Iridescent Copper.
I think we have 5 left.
5 left?
4 more until the grand prize, I do believe.
4 more until the grand prize. So I'm going to pull another, I want another one of my cool tips. I'm going to see if I have another double or triple. Oh, I have a kind of a, see what I got. I'm just looking at the different tips. There's a lot of tips, and then you're just like, what do I feel like? I'll get this long, skinny ribbon one. All right. So here's some of the metallic paint.
Oh, whoa.
There you go. So put some metallics there.
Oh my gosh, that's so
cool.
The
metallics are intermixable. They have several. They've got the white, the gold, the pearlescence.
Right,
they've got several metallics.
Oh, let me go look at it down there. Zoom on focus.
Karen's like, how do you enter the giveaway? I missed that. So I'll have one of the mods, Karen, drop the link to enter. It's a Google form. You fill it out. You do not, we do not give out your information. If you've got a question that you want me to anonymously pass on to the company, there's an optional area of the form. These are the 8 abstract acrylic tips. It's usually with most often you'll find that with the displays. Oh, Cat Yellow saying thank you so much for the giveaway. No, and guys, look, here's my relationship. So I met the paint. I ran into that at our first NAMTA and fell in love with it. And then I met the owner of Savoir Faire later, Pierre, and then I met Andrew after that. Now, I've known them for a period of time. I have done many things with them on Instagram. I have participated in many things with them. They have supported the studio. They've sent me product. But you guys have to know this. People send me product all the time. You don't see it on the show unless I like it.
Mm-hmm.
They send me stuff all the time.
And this was a really interesting organic way that this came together because we've just really enjoyed using this paint for a while and wanted to answer a bunch of questions. So we invited the most knowledgeable people we knew about this paint, which was the people who made the paint, to come and answer some of those questions with you. And they were like, well, we could give some stuff away to everybody. And then that turned into this awesome thing. So thank you to everybody who did this. Because free stuff is awesome.
They have metallic in the tubes.
Wow. That is some cool stuff.
So there's the gold in the tubes.
I bet Someone's mom is calling us.
I'm going to say it's a friend of Honey Luna's.
Oh, it could be. Wow.
My 8-year-old
That
has
is
just
super
discovered the
peaky.
phone. Wonder if I can. Yep.
Where are you?
I can peek on top of my peaks. Not that they needed those, but I could attach those to the top of the peaks. Here's another thing. If I had to get somewhere in precision, that's another way that the
Wow.
thing would help me is it's very precision. Right. So that's another element of it that's quite nice is the precision nature of it. You can see that the ink has leveled out and is moving along. So that's the thing it do.
So I have our next winner.
You have our next winner?
I do.
Winner.
It is April Simpson from the United States.
April
Yay!
Simpson, congratulations.
Ooh, I'm gonna go get that.
So now I'm creating a little space where the paint creates like structural chambers that I can interact with. Right, and then they can do their little thing.
Never have I wanted more zoom.
Never have you wanted more zoom?
We have a lot of zoom, but I want more. This is so
It's just
good.
a lot of fun, isn't it?
I don't feel bad for this being live. It's not like I'm holding a DSLR over there shooting.
Look,
it.
and it's a long video. I get it, but here's the thing. People ask me why. This is why. I get excited about things. Companies are exciting to me if they have a quality product, if they are considerate in their pricing in relationship to what the product is, if they have availability in a lot of locations, if they have customer service that's responsive, if they have, okay, here's another thing. They have to be friendly to beginners. I am not going to work with a company that wasn't friendly to beginners, right? That's not going to happen. If they're only interested in the most famous, or trying to make like some established name for themselves. And here's what, and here's the thing. I know for a fact, Pierre and Andrew love beginners because I've talked to them in private. I've heard those candid conversations. So I know what they think of beginners and they hold them in the highest respect. So they don't have like some tier of respect for like an artist that has accolades and then not for a new artist. It is just all love all the time. Now, there is a Savoir Faire Instagram page, and if you like giveaways, we should give away another prize. If you like giveaways,
Ooh, can I?
You can give away another prize.
Stacey West, you just won from the United Kingdom. Yay!
Stacey West! Woo! Stacey. I think it's really important to realize that you follow that account. Every Friday they have an educational series. They invite an artist, and they do giveaways there as well. So if you like winning art materials, they about it.
Maymay is like, I'm a beginner.
Maymay? Is it Maymay?
Maymay's sweet.
Oh, I thought maybe Maymay.
Different Maymay.
Different Maymay. I'm going to get out this gorgeous green, which I think
maybe
is really
Mimi.
beautiful.
It could be. It's not Maymay.
Really nice green.
It's I'm not sure. So, Southern names.
I'm going to come up into these white peaks, I think.
Whoop, we get to. Where are you going? My machine is. I can only move so fast before I get camera whip.
I'm just putting some inks elsewhere.
Wow.
As they go.
You
Oh,
gotta
that's pretty.
tell me. That's so pretty. I want to see them move.
You want me to do a move?
No, I'm just like, oh. Ooh.
There it goes into the gully. Let's fill up the rivers between the peaks. So, a lot happening there. You could just spend a really quiet day with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just be like, I wonder where another drop of paint could go. This flicks out really well. So, if you do some airbrush, if you, do some pen work, if you're doing some calligraphy work with brushes, it's just really about cleaning up after. You don't want the acrylic to dry on stuff, but it's incredibly wonderful. And honestly, I demoed another company, and if you remember, I couldn't get a single dropper to work. And have you noticed every dropper I've had has worked? I made a point of, and I probably put my paint friends on the spot, but I made a point of not opening all my droppers ahead of time to make sure that I was going to have a good dropper experience, because that can be kind of a thing. And also, did you notice the other thing is I have let these sit. Here's one. It has sat more than a month. when I had the idea I was going to do this, I did this. One of the big problems I have in ink is that the binder and the pigment separate tremendously. You'll notice that even on fresh bags, fresh pouches, I don't have pigment and binder separation. Have you noticed nothing has come out cottage cheese? So far, I have had no cottage cheese from any of my Sennelier. The abstract here. I haven't had any of it. Haven't had it. So that's another important thing because I know some of you guys have definitely had cottage cheese experiences, for sure, and did not love them.
Wow.
Got to put them caps back on, right?
Okay, so.
Got another winner?
I do.
Winner,
I have
chicken dinner?
drawn another winner. Are you ready? I'm going to get over here and
ready.
look at this green. Hold on.
I'm
And
just
then I
putting
will
some
tell
more
Tracy Gooch that she is the winner from the
Tracy!
United States. Yay,
How close
Tracy!
are we to the grand prize?
One more drawing before we get to the grand prize.
That is really wonderful. You guys want to see the neons? I have some neons too. So
That was a question. Are the neons the same consistency as the non-neons?
So these are a heavy body neon.
Where are you going to put them out? Okay, there's, ooh.
Okay, I'm going to open it. Right. Now remember, on top of, if you didn't have the fancy tubes,
All right, hold on.
because the way the
Ooh.
pouches are, and these are blacklight reactive.
Too bad I don't have my blacklight connected. That'd be a good time to show that
Now,
off.
the only thing to know about neon paints is that of the colors, neons are probably the most fugitive. Andrew can tell you how long the brightest of the luminosity you can expect is. I haven't really ever had a problem with it. A lot of times when we talk about archival nature in paintings, I think it's kind of funny because what we're really saying is like, after I am no longer on planet Earth, this painting. I mean, like, sometimes that's really what it is like, yeah, in 50 years, something might fade out. And you're like, well, I don't know that I would be that worried about it.
Ooh, good questions coming in. Stephanie wants to know, how long will it take for a piece like this to dry?
I would give this piece, before I did a spray varnish, because I've done these big peaks, I'd give it 3 weeks. And I would spray varnish it.
Is everything going to dry the same sheen, matte, or glossy?
Actually, no, and that's an interesting thing. So that's another thing. The abstract acrylics tend to be that sort of acrylic shiny that you expect, but the soft-bodied are mattes.
Interesting. So you can play with sheen and color and texture and tone and hue and all those fancy art words that you learn when watching your show.
I think I can give something else away. This is another little neon bit.
I got another winner.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is Ellen Wilson from Canada ready to be a winner?
Ellen Wilson from Canada. I guess she is.
Well, whether ready or not, she's the winner.
Ready or not. Jordan, here's one, Jordan, that I painted months ago in this same manner. I don't know if John can capture the depth of it. There we go. So you can go back and even see that original. These are really where I had them. So that's one of the reasons why this is such a popular paint among abstract artists. Like, hey, even if you're a pro abstract artist and you're like, I don't know, I'm just coming here for the giveaway, and maybe you don't paint with me. Listen, I've done this for like 40 years. This is an exciting product. You got to check it out.
You should paint with us.
I should maybe have said how long I've been painting.
Okay,
but
so that leaves us with only one grand prize winner.
One grand prize winner.
Yes, that's all we have left. Oh, I'm gonna go over and watch what you're doing.
I just feel like I want to do this on some of these. I want to add this green for the contrast because it's so weird.
I'm going to come in there because that is a very weird looking.
Isn't that fun?
That's super crazy. It's like, I don't even. It's so bright.
Right? And I mean, the guys, if you can do flowers with these, right? You can do leaves. right? I can do a little leaf stroke. You can paint so impasto and it stays. It's really a wonderful thing. All right.
Are we ready?
So we're going to say some things and then we're going to do the big giveaway.
Okay.
So, guys, check out the blog on the website, TheArtSherpa.com. It's the latest blog. There's coupons of savings from some stores that came and participated in the show. And, and they're here just to be there for you guys. Both of those stores, I actually, many Sherpettes shop at both. So I've had feedback for both stores. I've had customer service feedback. So I know they're great to recommend. And there's links and discounts there waiting for you. There's more information about the product line, how many colors, how many different tips, all of that stuff that you might possibly want to know. Links to the Savoir Faire website to learn more about this product. And, there are a lot of places that sell it. And if your store doesn't, just ask. They've seen it. We're coming up on another NAMTA. It's virtual, but everyone's going to be making their orders. So, if you want something like this ordered into your store, this is the time to do that. And they do international. So this brand is around the world, and that's an important thing. Anyone else hearing Fresh Prince? Yeah, this does have a bit of the 80s in it, doesn't it? It just really took that vibe. Andy says, thank you for this live. We'll definitely be buying this. So here's the thing before we give away the big prize. Why did I do this live? One, to just put into context why a brand or paint might be recommended by me over others. Now that kind of puts this into context, right? Also, because with the exception of a couple companies that do samples, it can be really hard to try a paint or see a paint or know if it's worth, the money that you would put into it, right? Is this, if you're on like Deco Paint, is this something you want to upgrade? If you're going to be adding this to your abstract process, if you're going to be coming and doing acrylic April with me, is this worth it? And so seeing it like this, seeing me work kind of very fresh like this, lets you guys see, well, really the truth, right? It answers questions. Is it intermixable? Can I do it with Pro? Can I do it with other brands? It answers all those important questions, but it lets you see the product perform in a really unrehearsed kind of way. So that will help you, I think, make a consumer decision more than anything else. I know we can't go into our art stores right now because many of them are shut down for COVID. But remember that your local art store is a tremendous resource for you. They have classes and education. They often demo products like this so you can see a product before you buy. They have that cool board of cool art things that you could do that you don't know about in your thing. So, make sure that you're active and proactive in, not just being online as a consumer. Being online is amazing, right? Being online is fantastic, but also going in store and, face to face when it's safe again.
Yeah.
When it's safe again. All right. Our last winner. I want to be here when we do the last winner. I want to be in this space. This is my favorite part of the painting. I want to be here.
Okay, let's see here. Let me see if I can go. Here we go. All right.
I'm going to be here.
Our winner.
The big winner.
The big winner.
Of 20 different colors of the 120 milliliter pouches. You're going to get 20 different colors. Up to a $200 value, and if the 20 doesn't equal 200, they'll throw in some extra art stuff. But it'll be $200 worth of abstract acrylic product.
Yes.
For the grand prize winner
is Joni M. Simmons Johnson from the United States.
Joni M. Simmons Johnson from the United States. We have just hooked you up with about a year of painting. Yeah. So definitely, everybody throw out some love to Andrew and Pierre, and we might have even had Cindy in the chat. I'm not sure who's on Facebook. Brought some love to them for helping me do this.
Thank you guys. All the help.
I reached out to them very last minute and said, hey, could we do a giveaway? Could we do some stuff? And they really came in. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up today. I want to make sure I've got eyeball on something. Let me go over to my Facebook
while you're
really
doing
quick.
That. Thank you guys. Really, this wouldn't have been possible without the team over there at Savoir Faire and Sennelier who helped us make this, and we appreciate your support. Our community.
So much. You guys have no idea.
I love being able to do this with you guys, and it wouldn't be possible without teamwork.
I want to thank you to the art stores that came in and partnered with us for discounts. Again, check the blog for that. I think we got extra information about them, like little consumer feedback and stuff like that you guys will probably really appreciate. I really want to thank Andrew and Pierre. I'm gonna be on Savoir Faire's Instagram. You kind of turn. You want me to turn it a little bit while we're talking?
That way
do
they can
that.
see the zoomed inness.
I will turn it as we're talking. I'm gonna be on Savoir Faire's Instagram tomorrow live doing something, I don't know what, but we're gonna be hanging out, and I bet they have another thing going on. Try stuff out, be experimental, but also, what you're looking for. When I pick a brand, here's what you should look for: quality, diversity, the ability to upgrade into different tiers, variety of products, customer service, and a history of taking care of you guys and making sure. Sorry, I'm going.
You do it. I'll do it. You use your hands when you talk.
I do use my hands when I talk. That's why John came in, because I'm like, I'm a hand talker, and so that's the thing. That's what you really want to look for. I don't like it when my paint doesn't perform, when I get packages of paint that are separated, or cottage cheese. That's not, acrylic paint is not supposed to be like that. It should come out like what you saw today, like kind of a smooth butter. You really, really want stuff where the colors allow you to go between things, where you can just really play. And I think that of every single student line out there right now, this is my personal favorite by miles. And now you understand why. I'm not throwing any shade. I'm just saying, you saw it with your own eyes. It's so cool. Thank you for your time today. I really appreciate your time and consideration. Congratulations to all the winners. And I'm going to see you, a whole bunch at an easel really soon.
All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.